Isekai.
Rebirth of the Malicious Empress of Military Lineage, Chapter 223, The Death of Consort Jing. At the end of the rock garden, there was a long staircase, and at the bottom of the steps, there was a female. There were large patches of blood pools below the female, making Shen Miao and the two maids behind stunned. When they went up forward to take a look, they were surprised that it was Consort Jing. Consort Jing was holding onto her abdomen at the moment, and her entire face was filled with sweat, while her face was as pale as paper. She was curled up to a ball and was moaning painfully. Shen Miao went up to take a look but saw that there were traces of scuffs on the steps, indicating that Lu Jing fell down from this staircase. Upon seeing Shen Miao, Lu Jing made all effort to reach out and only managed to say two words: "Save me." Then she fainted. Bajao asked, "Furan, this, call people over." Shen Miao frowned. She is after all pregnant with a dragon seed. Moreover, if a matter of do nothing to save another life is spread out, the one at the disadvantage would only be the residents of Prince Ruai. Even though she was not willing to be implicated in such matters, she was also not willing for the residents of Prince Ruai to bear the bad reputation. Bajao nodded her head and complied before rushing away. Hua Xiang looked around and shook her head. There is no one else, have long run away. Shen Miao frowned. To actually harm another that openly like this in the palace, the other party's guts is sure big. She then looked at Consort Jing, who was barely perceptible breathing, and sighed. Shen Miao saw those female in the palace that miscarriage, and with Consort Jing like this, one feared that the child in the womb could not be saved. Shen Miao did not pity Consort Jing but felt sorry for the unborn child. If this fetus was not in Lu Jing's womb, how would there be this calamity before one was born? Thinking about children, Shen Miao suddenly thought about that youth's face that she saw in the woods. Her heart shrunk. If that was truly Fu Ming, why was he unwilling to see her? If that was not Fu Ming, then why did he look so much like Fu Ming? As Shen Miao was thinking, since there were only limited people in the palace that was coming and going, after the matter of Lu Jing had passed, she will then make a request to Empress Xianda or Zi Jingxing to search for that youth. She did not believe that it was her illusion as she was sober. The people that Bajao called quickly came and jumped in shock upon seeing Consort Jing like this. Although Emperor Yongle did not care about Consort Jing's pregnancy, but Consort Jing was after all carrying Emperor Yongle's first child. At this moment, at such a state, discerning eyes could tell that this child could not be saved. There was no need to speak much, as these people quickly sent Consort Jing to Jinghua Palace, invited the imperial physician over and instructed people to inform Emperor Yongle and Empress Xianda. As Shen Miao was the first person who saw Consort Jing, no matter if it was not related to her, she was also implicated and could not leave. Hua Xiang felt somewhat uneasy. The matters of the imperial family were the most complicated, and especially when it comes to matters concerning dragon seeds. The most difficult thing was that Shen Miao was implicated, and Hua Xiang even suspect if it was a conspiracy. Emperor Yongle and Empress Xianda rushed over quickly, but Shen Miao discovered that Zi Jingxing was not present and did not know where he went. She initially wanted to tell him about the matter, but looking at the current situation, she could only let it be. After Emperor Yongle's arrival, he had questioned the people around and knew that there was not a single palace made by Consort Jing's side at that time, otherwise they would not let her fall down the staircase, and also no one helping her till she had to request Shen Miao. Empress Xianda asked with a frown, "Isn't Consort Jing in Jinghua Palace chatting with the young lady of the Yi family? Why did she go to the Imperial Gardens? Where is the young lady of the Yi family?" There was however no suspicions that was placed on Shen Miao. Shen Miao was somewhat surprised, and before she could speak, there was a sudden short scream from the room, and afterwards from the sleeping chambers of Jinghua Palace. A few of Consort Jing's palace maids ran out and knelt down in front of Emperor Yongle and Empress Xianda and continuously kowtowed. The imperial physician walked out from inside and wiped away his sweat before speaking lowly. "Emperor, this old official is incompetent. Her ladyship Consort Jing is gone." "Gone?" The one speaking was Empress Xianda. "How could Consort Jing be gone?" The old imperial physician bowed and said, "Ever since her ladyship Consort Jing is pregnant, she has been taking tonic every day. This is actually too much for the child, and with too much nutrients, the child is too heavy. The child could not be saved, and her ladyship Consort Jing suffered from shock and lost too much blood." So Shin Miao could not speak of what kind of emotions she was feeling. Naturally Lu Jing was stupid, but as the dragon seed that she was carrying died, to her it was perhaps the biggest blow, and she suffered from excessive shock before dying. One was unable to see any emotions from Emperor Yongli's face, as he was not content due to the matter, nor was he hurt by it. It was Empress Xianda that said solemnly, "Consort Jing was perfectly fine, so how could she fall down suddenly?" "Where are the palace maids by her side?" The palace maids in Jinghua Palace quickly knelt down. Her ladyship was previously speaking to the young lady of Yi family in the palace when she suddenly mentioned to take a walk in the imperial gardens. Her ladyship does not like servants following by the side, so these servants dared not defy her ladyship's orders. Afterwards the Yi family's young lady did not return, and her ladyship also did not return. When one saw her ladyship, it was when Wang Pei of first rank sent her back. This palace maid of Consort Jing was as eloquent as Consort Jing was, and pushed the blame off from oneself cleanly. However, since Consort Jing encountered such a matter, there was no escape from blame for those personal maids. Empress Xianda did not have any trace of suspicion of Shen Miao and asked immediately, "Where is the Yi family's young lady? Someone come and search for that Yi family's young lady." It was a matter concerning the imperial descendant, so naturally it was a major matter. Moreover, it happened in the inner palace. As Empress Xianda was the mistress of the 6 palaces, naturally she had to investigate it thoroughly. Emperor Yongle did not speak and let Empress Xianda give out instruction. From the time of the incident till now, she did not expose any emotions, making one unable to guess what did he thought of the matter. Shin Miao was thinking where Zi Jingxing was at such a critical timing, and at the same time thinking about the possibilities of how the incident happened. Could it be that Yi Mai took action to kill Lu Jing? There was absolutely no reason for this. Even if Yi Mai wanted to enter the palace, she would be here to inquire about information from Lu Jing, and there was no need to kill her. Moreover, Yi Mai was not one who would take action personally. She was vicious, but most of the time she would make others take action to gain what she wanted, but she would remain spotless. Even if Yi Mai truly want to kill Lu Jing, she would not use such a stupid method like this. Everyone knew that she left with Consort Jing, so if anything happened to Consort Jing, wouldn't she be the first suspected? This made Shen Miao somewhat puzzled. Everyone in Jinghua Palace was thinking about the matter in their mind, and after a while, one could hear a flurried voice from the back, "Your ladyship Consort Jing." Shen Miao turned around to look and saw Yi Mai was brought over by a few guards. Her expression was somewhat flustered, but there were more expression of unbelievable. She took 2 steps forward but was stopped by Empress Xianda's guards. Empress Xianda looked at her and said coldly, "Where did young lady Yi went to? That one only came over now. Before Consort Jing died, she headed to the Imperial Gardens with you. How is it that something happened to Consort Jing but you are not there?" These words were so aggressive and had the attitude of attacking the other party with condemnations. Empress Xianda usually looked calm and gentle, but at this moment her fierce and severe appearance had an air of an empress that made Yi Mai step back and shrank. Shin Miao looked at her coldly. Yi Mai lowered her head incredulously, seemingly recalling a memory, and said, "This official's daughter was previously chatting with her ladyship Consort Jing in Jinghua Palace when her ladyship Consort Jing said that the weather outside is cooling and wanted to have some air. Her ladyship Consort Jing's palace maids also wanted to follow, but her ladyship Consort Jing felt that it was not convenient with so many people around, and since it is only walking around the imperial gardens, there would not be any danger, and with this official's daughter at her side, there was no need for others." Hearing this, everyone in the room had different expressions. Lu Jing had a normally arrogant temper, and it was intensified due to the pregnancy. Most likely upon seeing Yi Mai's beautiful appearance, Her heart felt uncomfortable, or maybe it was because of other reasons. She let Yimai come along with her because Lu Jing wanted to directly order Yimai like a maid, so she did not call her palace maid along so that she could make things difficult for Yimai. This was indeed Consort Jing's character. Later, when this official's daughter was walking in the gardens, her ladyship Consort Jing suddenly felt a little cold and wanted this official's daughter to retrieve a silk cloak for her. That cloak was not in Jinghua Palace but with a Qian. This official daughter is not familiar with the palace's roads and wasted a lot of time searching for that location. When this official's daughter retrieved the cloak, one did not expect that your ladyship the Empress's guards would come and said that something had happened to her ladyship Consort Jing. Yimai knelt down. When this official's daughter left, her ladyship Consort Jing was perfectly fine. This official's daughter truly does not know what actually went on. She suddenly thought about something. If your ladyship does not believe, then do instruct someone to look for that Qian. She can testify for this official's daughter, as this official's daughter looked for her to retrieve the cloak. This official's daughter went to retrieve the cloak, so how could one harm her ladyship Consort Jing? Empress Xianda frowned. Everyone knew clearly of Consort Jing's temper and knew that it was one of Consort Jing's tricks to instruct Yimai to retrieve a cloak from afar like a servant. Empress Xianda said, "Tao Gugu, bring people to that Qian and inquire carefully. If anyone is lying, one would be punished severely." Yimai said hurriedly, "That Qian's surname is Cao." Tao Gugu complied and left. The room suddenly fell into a deadlock situation again. Yimai was kneeling on the ground and her weak body was trembling with grievances on her face. When she smiled, it was like as charming as a cat that one could hook a soul over, but when tearing quietly like now, it was like she was scared and looked pitiful. That teary eyes and trembling shoulders was also like a cat, making others feel pity and want to embrace her. The way her feet knelt down was in a particular position that when Emperor Yongle looked down, he could see her profile face and her weak and fragile side body. Empress Xianda saw everything, but her lips hooked up like a smile but not a smile. When Shen Miao saw it, she signed as she understood why she lost to Yimai in her previous lifetime. At such a critical and urgent situation like this, as normal, Yimai would make use of her beauty and charm to move others' heart. Shen Miao liked Fu Ziyu and would silently sacrifice and stupidly used her treasured things to exchange for him. However, when Yimai liked someone, or it could be said that when Yimai want a person, she would show the most beautiful side of herself and attract another to sacrifice for her and use their treasure things to exchange for her. But Shen Miao glanced at Emperor Yongle. One feared that Yimai's plans would fall empty, as Emperor Yongle did not even look at Yimai's direction. The two brothers of the Z family were like two iron plates, and beauty was not enough. Moreover, as compared to Zi Jingxing, Emperor Yongle do not focus on females' beauty. It just that before Tao Gugu arrived, the Lu family people came. Lu Furan and Master Lu had come. The child in Consort Jing's womb is gone, and Consort Jing was also gone. Other than already gone Consort Jing herself, who was the angriest, one feared that the next one who were jumping were the Lu family. Lu Jingchun brought Lu Furan and arrived in Jinghua Palace in anger. The people in the palace did not block them, and Emperor Yongle also did not bother to block them. Lu Furan sat on the floor and cried once she entered, before crying and lamenting about her misfortunate daughter. Shen Miao looked at Lu Furan, like she was watching a clown jumping up and down. If she really doted her daughter, then why would she not go and take a look at Lu Jing's corpse upon the first thing when entering the palace to see her the last time, then to cry in front of the emperor and empress? One feared that being distress of one's daughter was false, but being heartache on the dragon seed that Lu Zhen was carrying after much difficulty. Lu Jingchun was born with a ferocious appearance, and at this moment he had a sullen face, and his imposing appearance was like a devil from the underworld. It made one feel that if it was not wrong, he would even dare to kill the monarch. He said, "Emperor, Jing-er and the dragon seed in her womb are harmed by other. This matter is not a small one. This official has raised Jing-er till adult, and one hope your majesty would understand this official's heart and give this official accountability." Shen Miao almost wanted to laugh out. From Lu Jingchun's words, It was like he was attacking Emperor Yongle with condemnations. With such an arrogant attitude, was it truly only from a position of Emperor Shan Wu? One feared that from the very beginning Emperor Yongle had never be placed in his eyes, and for an official that did not have the heart, there would be some disrespect to the monarch revealed in whatever one spoke or did. Emperor Yongle said plainly, "The matters of the imperial descendants are important." It is an additional and not necessary move for General Lu to remind Zhan again. Lu Zhengchun signed. Previously Emperor Yongle would always treat him with some traces of politeness, but now did not even give him a little face. He also knew that the imperial family had started to deal with the Lu family secretly, and initially thought that with consort Jing pregnant, the Lu family would have more leverage, but who knew that now that the basket of eggs were smashed, so how could he not be mad? However, he could no longer go against Emperor Yongle like before. The initially toothless youth had become the emperor and was now more resourceful than he had imagined, and the Lu family's power has weakened. There was such a type of people in the world where one would bully the weak and fear the strong. When you threatened him when he tried to act tough with one, they would give up. Lu Xin was like this. And Lu Xinchun was also like this. Coincidentally, Lu Furen finished crying but looked towards Shen Miao to speak. When Jing was in trouble, you were present. Did you see the culprit? Shen Miao shook her head. Lu Zhenchun said solemnly, when you were there, Jing could still speak, and it was not long after the person took action, so how could one not see? Before Shen Miao could speak, Emperor Yongle spoke first. Wang Pei of first rank was only passing by, and it is not a crime not to have seen the culprit. General Lu did not investigate the culprit but blame those that should not be blamed. It is truly too much care had caused one's mind to be chaotic. Shen Miao had not expected that Emperor Yongle would speak up for her, as she knew that Emperor Yongle had always looked down on her. Lu Zhengchun laughed coldly. Your Majesty, in this world, there are many matters where a thief can call others thieves. Empress Xianda frowned. Wang Pei would not do such a thing. Ben Gong is willing to use the Empress's position to guarantee it. Emperor Yongle and Empress Xianda took turns to speak out for Shen Miao, so Lu Zhengchun could not say anything and only smile. It was just that his smile was very fierce. Shen Miao said, even though I saw consort Jing in the accident, it is the young lady from Yi family that was accompanying her ladyship consort Jing. General Lu can also question her, who did not know how to divert the troublesome waters to the north. This matter was Yi Mai that created, so Shen Miao was not willing to carry this blame for Yi Mai. Lu Zhengchun looked towards Yi Mai, who was kneeling on the ground, and there was a glimmer of light in her eyes, but he did not speak. Shen Miao was able to see clearly. This Lu Zhengchun looked like a coarse person, but he had his smarts. Now that the Lu family was being besieged by the imperial family, and each day was more tensed than before, naturally one had to search for an ally. This Yi family was the best one. It was just that Yi Maokai was more intelligent than him, and the Yi family had not decided where to stand at. Lu Zhengchun naturally hoped that the Yi family would stand with him. Anyways, his daughter and grandchild were all dead, and the future was more important. Comparing both, he was more unwilling to let a dead person offend a potential ally. In the face of power, a family could even sacrifice one's children in vain. One could still take consideration for sons, but for daughters, there was no need to bother, as she would belong to someone else's family. Shen Miao had thought like this, but she saw a guard walking over to Emperor Yongle and spoke. Emperor, someone had said that they had seen the culprit that pushed consort Jing down the stairs. When those words were spoken, everyone was in shock. Before Emperor Yongle and Empress Xianda could speak, Lu Zhengchun spoke. Who was it? Did that person say who the culprit was? Lu Furen put her hands together and said heartbrokenly, there is a God in heavens. Finally one know who harmed my Jing. When I find out who that person is, one will definitely make them pay in blood for blood. Lu family's behavior was just too exaggerated. Emperor Yongle said coldly, bring the person in. Shen Miao looked at Yi Mai, who was on the ground. Yi Mai was kneeling on the ground and her back was slightly buckled, and she still had a look of grievance, but Shen Miao noticed her hands. The long sleeves had hid her palms, but her fingers were revealed. The fingertips were truly very beautiful, but her left thumb and index finger was in a circle, gently rubbing against one another. Shan Miao had been dealing with Mai Furan for an entire lifetime and naturally knew the meaning of her every action. Shan Miao knew very clearly what this action was. When Yi Mai was scheming against another, when her goal was about to be reached, she would involuntarily do this action. Shan Miao's heart jumped. That witness that would be testifying is part of Yi Mai's scheme? She was going to achieve her goal, or was it that Lu Zhen's death was really not related to Yi Mai? Why? Afterwards a sound was heard from outside. It sounded like the wound of wheels rolling on the ground. Shan Miao's eyes narrowed as she looked over at the doors. A servant entered while pushing someone in. That person was sitting on a chair with wheels and there was a blanket covering one's legs as the pair of hands was folded on top of the knees. He did not seem to be able to walk and was pushed over by that servant effortlessly over. Upon walking nearer, one could then see clearly that the person had an appearance of 11 or 12 years old and he had a delicate look. The person was a youth, wearing an ivory robes and seemed to be somewhat shy, but his gaze was filled with traces of shock. Shan Miao stood in shock on the spot and almost became a stone sculpture. Her eyes filled with tears in an instant and it almost overflow. Shan Miao exclaimed in her mind, "Fuming." Time went on reverse and she could see through the beautiful youth on the wheelchair and saw that youth who was wearing bright yellow robes in the inner palace, holding a large bouquet of red plum blossoms, smiling and speaking very considerately. Imperial Mother, Chen, formal way of saying this son that is used by princes to their parents in the imperial family, saw that the plum blossoms in the courtyard had bloomed and climbed up to cut a big bouquet. Now Imperial Mother can see this red plum blossoms every day in the room and one's heart will feel comfortable and will recover from one's illness faster, he said. Even though older sister is not here, Chen will always be by Imperial Mother's side, he said. Rest assures Imperial Mother. Chen will study well from Imperial teacher and when Chen becomes stronger in the future, no one will dare to bully Imperial Mother. Now that beautiful and delicate youth was pushed by others to Yi Mai and he softly called out, "Eldest sister." Shan Miao eyes widen. He was that crippled young master from the Yi family that was born from a concubine and placed under Yi Furan, Yi Hongguang. The Yi family's people. The servant pushed Yi Hongguang to the front and Yi Hongguang faced Emperor Yongla. He was somewhat nervous and seemed not to know where to place his hands and feet in front of the monarch of Great Liang. Hongguang greets His Majesty. Please forgive Hongguang for being unable to perform the customary bows due to one's legs. Emperor Yongla waved his hands indifferently. When Yi Hongguang saw that there are so many people in front, he was somewhat afraid and could not help but move the chair's mechanism to be closer to Yi Mai. When Shan Miao saw it, her gaze became ferocious. How could Fu Ming be this close with Yi Mai? There was a sudden impulse from the bottom of her heart to pull Fu Ming over from Yi Mai's side. However, she could not. Now she and Fu Ming were strangers. It seemed that her gaze was too persistent that Yi Hongguang noticed it. Yi Hongguang glanced over with a curious gaze. Seeing Shan Miao's persistent and non-blinking stare, he seemed to have been shocked and lowered her head before rubbing the edge of the blanket that was on his knees. "Young Master Yi?" Lu Zhengchun frowned and asked, "You saw the culprit that killed Consort Jing?" Yi Hongguang was stunned and became shocked upon seeing Lu Zhengchun's ferocious appearance before looking over at Yi Mai for help. Every time he used that dependent gaze at Yi Mai, Shan Miao's heart was like stabbed with knives. Empress Yonda spoke amiably. "Hongguang, you said that you saw the person who pushed Consort Jing. Is it true?" Empress Yonda seemed to have a good impression of Yi Hongguang, thus she spoke to him warmly. Yi Hongguang looked at Empress Yonda and he did not seem to be that afraid and thus nodded his head. "Then who is the person?" Empress Yonda asked. Yi Hongguang lowered his head and seemed to be somewhat timid. After much hesitation, he then raised his head up and looked towards Shan Miao's direction and his gaze also landed on Shan Miao. Afterwards Yi Hongguang slowly raised his hands and pointed towards her before softly speaking, "It is her." Shan Miao seemed to have been struck by lightning. Empress Yonda's expression changed and she asked sharply, "Hongguang, do you know that if you are lying, It is the offense of deceiving the monarch. One's head will be lost. Emperor Long Yi also said coldly, "Are you sure you saw clearly?" It was clear that the Emperor and Empress did not believe in Yi Hongguang's statement of events. Yi Hongguang looked timid, but under the Emperor's and Empress's pressure, he became firmer. He looked at Shen Miao and said, "Surely, it is this Furen." Shen Miao stumbled a step back as she almost could not believe her ears at all. This Furen. Fu Ming would actually address her as this Furen. Her son would actually stand by her enemy's side and help her enemy to testify against her. How preposterous. When her actions were seen by others, it seemed to have confirmed her guilty conscience. Lu Zhengchun's eyes narrowed, and without another word, he reached out to Shen Miao to drag her over in front of everyone. Ba Zhao and Hua Xiang saw it and immediately went in front of Shen Miao to protect her. No one had expected that Lu Zhengchun would suddenly take action. The guards quickly protected Emperor Longla and Empress Jian de first, and Emperor Yongla shouted out, "Lu Zhengchun, you dare to take action in Jinghua Palace? Are you rebelling?" As Lu Zhengchun was fighting with Ba Zhao and Hua Xiang, he spoke loudly, "Emperor, my Lu family has lost Jing-er and the culprit is in front. Let this old man take revenge for killing my daughter first. This old man's crimes can be determined later." Even if the matter is spoken to the entire world, one fears that the commoners would say that this old man is doing the right thing. This Lu Zhengchun was truly an annoying troublemaker that Emperor Yongla's face turned ashen due to anger. Ba Zhao and Hua Xiang had to take into consideration their identities as well as Shen Miao, but every move from that Lu Zhengchun was vicious, as they were all killing moves that the two females almost could not match for. Shen Miao's gaze was however fixed on Yi Hongguang, who was by Yi Mai's side. Yi Hongguang seemed to dodge her gaze and was not willing to look at Shen Miao, and instead whispered to Yi Mai some stuff. Just at this moment, Lu Zhengchun's legs suddenly softened and he fell onto the ground. Everyone did not see clearly what was going on and only heard a pa-dia sound, and 2 gold ingots fell onto the ground. Lu Zhengchun fell onto his knees on the ground. A calm voice sounded from outside. "Whatever dogs and cats can bully this prince's woman when this prince is not present?" More brassy than Lu Zhengchun and even more arrogant. In the calm voice, everyone could hear who was the person one was angry at. Upon seeing Zi Jingxing appearing at the doors with a gold ingot in his hand, obviously it was he that used it to injure Lu Zhengchun's kneecap. He strode over to Shen Miao, saw her pale look and thought that Shen Miao was frightened and became more aggravated. He turned around and looked at Lu Zhengchun, who was being supported up, and said indifferently, "Master Lu, what are you dissatisfied with of this prince?" His looks were handsome and beautiful, but his tone was so cold that it made one's back shiver. Lu Zhengchun was not willing to show any weakness. Even though he was angry that Zi Jingxing made him look shameful, he had reason at his side and did not let the other go. He said, "Jing-er was killed by other. The young master of the Yi family saw it personally that it was Shen Miao's doing. This old one is taking revenge for one's daughter. It is entirely justified." The young master of the Yi family? Zi Jingxing's gaze swept the room and landed on the wheelchair Yi Hongguang. He slowly approached Yi Hongguang and looked down at the other party. Zi Jingxing already had a pressuring aura to others, thus when Yi Hongguang was being stared by him, he uncomfortably dodged his gaze. Zi Jingxing looked at him with a smile, but not a smile, which I did see her killing another with. Not waiting for Yi Hongguang to answer, Zi Jingxing spoke indifferently, "Whichever eye you use, I will dig that eye out."